The day billionaire CEO Adrian Vale announced his divorce, his wife disappeared with one secret that could destroy his empire. Everyone believed his wife, Clara, betrayed him for money, but when Adrian opened the hidden account she left behind, something impossible. His wife was not stealing his company. She had secretly protected it for 5 years from the person closest to him. Adrian Vale had everything: a billion-dollar company, a perfect reputation, and a wife everyone hated. Bennett, the woman standing beside him in every magazine, the woman smiling beside him at every business event, the woman the world called a gold digger. Nobody knew what happened behind closed doors. Nobody saw the cold dinners. Nobody heard the arguments that Adrian and Clara had not shared a bedroom for 2 years. Their marriage existed only for appearances. At least, that was what Adrian believed. Until the morning she disappeared, the divorce meeting was supposed to be simple: sign, separate, forget. Conference room of Vale Global Holdings. His lawyers waited. The cameras outside waited. The world waited. Because everyone wanted to see the most powerful CEO in the city finally admit his marriage had failed. Adrian looked at the divorce papers. His hand didn't shake. He had signed hundreds of contracts worth billions. This was just another signature. Then the door opened. Clara walked in. Everyone became silent. She wore a simple black dress. No expensive jewelry, no makeup, no expression. In newspapers, Adrian looked at her. "You're late." Clara smiled slightly. "Maybe I wanted you to wait for me one last time." The lawyers exchanged uncomfortable looks. One donned. Small silver box. Adrian looked at it. "What is this? Open it after I leave." He laughed. "Still keeping secrets." Clara looked at him. "You have no idea how many secrets I've kept to keep you alive." The room became silent. She picked up the pen, then stopped. "Adrian." "What? Do you remember the night we met?" He looked annoyed. "Why does that matter?" "Because you don't remember the real night." Adrian stared. "What are you talking about?" Clara smiled sadly. Papers, the moment the ink touched the page. Every screen in the room turned black. The company logo disappeared. A message appeared. "Swastim Ax SSDNE'd." Problem. What problem? The company ownership records changed. Adrian frowned. Changed to who? The assistant looked terrified. "Your wife." Silence. Everyone turned toward Clara. But she was already walking away. Adrian grabbed the silver box. Inside was an old photograph. A photograph of them, not their wedding photo, not their public photos, a photo from 8 years ago, before their marriage. Adrian looked at it, because he didn't remember this moment, but he was there. Young Adrian, young Clara, standing outside an old building, holding hands. Impossible. He looked at Clara. "What is this?" Her eyes became painful. "The memory you lost." Adrian felt a strange pressure in his head, a flash. Rain, a hospital, Clara, crying. His own voice saying, "Don't let them know." Stepped back. "What was that?" Clara whispered. "Your brain protecting itself." "From what?" She looked at the people around him. "From your family." The conference room door suddenly opened. A man entered. Adrian knew him immediately. His uncle, Victor Vale, the chairman of Vale Global, the man who raised him after his parents died. Victor smiled. "Enough acting, Clara." Adrian looked at him. "Uncle." Victor ignored him. "Give me the files." Clara laughed. "Still pretending you are in control." Victor's smile disappeared. Victor never lost control. "What files?" Clara looked at Adrian. "The ones your father left before he died." Adrian froze. "My father," Victor's expression changed. "Don't listen to her." Clara looked at Adrian. "Your father wasn't killed in an accident." Stared. "What?" Victor stepped forward. "Clara is manipulating you." But Clara continued, "Your father discovered someone inside the company was changing ownership records." Adrian looked at Victor. Nobody spoke because everyone already knew the accusation was obvious. Victor laughed. "You think I killed my own brother?" Clara answered, "No." A pause. "You didn't kill him?" Victor smiled. "Good. You helped him disappear." The smile vanished. Adrian's heart stopped. "What does that mean?" Clara looked at him. Face changed. For the first time in years, Adrian saw fear. "My father is dead." Clara shook her head. "That's what they wanted you to believe." The light suddenly went out. A voice came from the speakers. "Adrian." Everyone looked up. A man's voice. Stopped breathing. Because he knew that voice. Even after years, even after believing he would never hear it again. His father. "Son." A pause. "I'm sorry." Adrian couldn't move. The voice continued, "The woman you married was never your weakness. She was your shield." Turned on. A video appeared. An older man. Adrian's father, alive, looking directly at him. "Adrian, if you are seeing this, then Clara has finally decided you are ready." Adrian looked at Clara. "Ready for what?" His father answered from the screen. "To learn that your marriage was never arranged. Your company was never yours, and the person trying to destroy you has been sitting beside you for years." The video ended. Then a name appeared. Primary threat. Victor Vale. The entire room became silent. For the first time, the CEO who controlled thousands of employees realized something terrifying. His entire life had been a company project, and his wife was the only person who knew the truth. Adrian couldn't speak. The screen was dark, but his father's final words remained in his mind. "Your marriage was never arranged. Your company was never yours. The person trying to destroy you has been sitting beside you for years." Every sentence felt like a knife, because Adrian spent 5 years blaming the wrong person. He blamed Clara, the sacked woman who never fought for attention, the woman who accepted every insult from the media. He thought she was hiding greed, but maybe she was hiding danger. Victor stepped forward. "Adrian." His voice was calm again, too calm. "You cannot believe a recording." Adrian slowly turned. "Why not?" Victor smiled. "Because anyone can fake anything." Clara laughed softly. "Interesting." Everyone looked at her. "You said exactly the same thing when you erased his memories." The room froze. "Erased my memories?" Victor's face darkened. "She is lying." Clara looked at Adrian. "Am I?" He didn't answer. Because he wanted to believe Victor. He wanted one person in this room to be honest. But the problem was, Victor looked scared, and powerful people only looked scared when something was true. Adrian walked toward Clara. "What memories?" Clara opened her mouth, then stopped. She looked at Victor. Then at Adrian. "I cannot tell you." His eyes became cold. "Cannot, or won't." Clara lowered her head. "Both. Around. Everyone knows my life, except me." Victor smiled slightly. "That is why I tried to protect you." Adrian turned. "Protect me?" "Yes. By making me forget." Victor didn't answer, and that silence was enough. Adrian's hands tightened. "I can handle it?" "No." Victor stepped closer. "You think you can, but you don't understand what happened 8 years ago." Clara interrupted because he was not supposed to survive. Adrian looked at her. "What?" Victor's expression changed. Clara continued. 8 years. Adio, Adrian discovered someone was moving money from Vale Global. Billions. Not stolen. Transferred. Adrian frowned. "Transferred where?" Clara looked at Victor. "To build something bigger." Victor said nothing. "System that controlled business families around the world." Adrian stared. "This sounds insane." "I know. That's why they made sure nobody believed it." Victor smiled. "She is creating a fantasy." But then Adrian's assistant rushed in, looked terrified. "The financial database, what happened? It opened by itself." Adrian frowned. "Opened?" The assistant nodded, "and it revealed hidden accounts." He handed over a tablet. Millions, billions, companies he had never heard of. All connected. All controlled by one account. Owner. Adrian looked at Victor. The room became silent. Victor's face changed, only for a second. But Adrian saw it. You should have never seen that. Didn't deny it. Instead, he smiled. A cold smile. Do you know why I chose you? Adrian froze. What? Victor walked closer. Because you were the perfect successor. Successor to what? Victor looked around. To everything. Clara's expression changed. No, Victor continued. Grandfather built the foundation. Your father tried to destroy it, and you, he pointed at Adrian. You were supposed to complete it. Adrian shook his head. I don't know what you're talking about. Victor smiled. Because Clara made you forget, Clara. Her face became pale. Victor continued, ask your wife. What did she do before becoming your wife? Adrian stared. Clara remained silent. Answer me. Finally, Clara whispered, I was investigating your family. The answer was honest. And somehow that hurt more. Victor smiled. See? She was never innocent. Adrian looked at Clara. Why? Clara's eyes filled with tears. Because my father died because of Vale Global. Silence. Mine. She looked down. So I got close to you to find evidence. Adrian felt cold. And then Clara looked at him. Then I realized I was wrong. What changed you? A pause. You weren't the monster I expected. Adrian didn't speak. Romantic. Everyone looked at him. Victor's smile was cruel. Two enemies pretending to love each other. Clara looked at him. No. She stepped closer to Adrian. Feared. Adrian believing Clara. Victor immediately pressed a button. The conference room doors locked. Security alarms activated. Everyone panicked. Adrian looked around. What are you doing? Appeared. Marriage succession agreement. Adrian frowned. What is that? Victor smiled. The real reason you married Clara. Adrian looked at the document. His name, Clara's name, and one shocking line. Completely, all Vale assets transfer to their future. Child Adrian froze. Clara froze. Victor smiled. Now you understand, this marriage was never about love. It was about creating the next heir. That was enough. His heart sank. Because once again, the woman he loved had another secret. Then the screen changed. A final file opened. Future Heir status. Active. Adrian's face changed. What does active mean? Clara's eyes widened. Because she knew exactly what Victor was talking about, Adrian looked at her slowly. Clara, her lips trembled. I wanted to tell you. Tell me what? The entire world stopped. Clara whispered, our daughter. Adrian couldn't breathe, because he had spent 5 years believing his marriage was empty. But the truth was worse. His marriage was never empty. It was stolen from him. And somewhere in the world, a child carrying the blood of 2 powerful families was the real target of the war. Adrian stood completely still. The words repeated in his mind, not once, not twice, thousands of times, because in 1 minute, his entire understanding of his marriage collapsed. He thought Clara never loved him. He thought their relationship was a contract, a business arrangement, a beautiful lie. Now he discovered something that should have been impossible. They had a child he never knew existed, a child everyone else knew about. Everyone except him. Adrian looked at Clara. His voice was quiet. How old is she? Confession, Clara. She closed her eyes. 5 years, the exact length of their marriage, the exact amount of time he believed they were nothing more than strangers. Adrian took a step back. 5 years, Clara nodded. Yes. You let me believe we had no family. Her eyes. I didn't choose that. Then who did? Nobody answered. And that silence became the answer. Victor smiled. Now you understand why you were never allowed to remember. Adrian turned toward him. What did you do? Victor looked at him calmly. Company, you stole my life. Victor shook his head. No, I protected millions of people from your emotional decisions. Adrian's eyes narrowed. My emotional decisions? Victor stepped closer. Do you know what happens when a CEO with unlimited power lets love control him? Companies collapse, families fall, empires disappear. He pointed at Clara. She was your weakness. Adrian looked at Clara, then back at Victor. No, Victor frowned. What? Adrian's voice became colder. She was the reason I survived. Answer, Victor expected. Victor had spent years believing love was a weakness, but Adrian finally understood. Love was not what destroyed his judgment, it was what gave him something worth fighting for. The security doors suddenly opened. Everyone turned. Assistant rushed in. Mr. Vale, what happened? The assistant looked at Victor, then whispered, the child. Adrian immediately turned. What about my daughter? The assistant hesitated. She disappeared. Clara's face went white. No, Victor smiled, not surprised, not worried, almost satisfied. Adrian saw it, and his blood turned cold. You knew. Victor said nothing. Adrian grabbed his collar. You knew she was taken. Victor calmly removed Adrian's hand. Careful. Your daughter is alive because of me. Protected her. From who? Victor smiled. From everyone. Adrian stepped forward. You have 5 seconds. Victor raised an eyebrow. Or what? Adrian looked at him. The entire room felt colder. Or you will discover how dangerous I become when someone touches my family. Smiled. There he is, the real Adrian. Everyone froze. Victor continued. The man your father was afraid of. Adrian frowned. My father was afraid of me. Victor nodded. Because you were different. Different how? Victor looked at the screen. A hidden file appeared. Adrian V. Personal profile. Not CEO, not Heir. Something else. Special project leader. Adrian stared. What is this? Clara stepped closer. She looked shocked. I didn't know. Victor smiled. Nobody did. Young, brilliant, creating technology. Creating something that changed the business world. But the final page shocked everyone. Project purpose, protect family from internal tarts. Adrian frowned. I created this? Victor nodded. Yes? Discovered someone was planning to destroy the Vale family. Adrian looked at Clara. And I recruited her. Clara nodded slowly. The memory returned. A small apartment. Rain outside. A young Adrian sitting across from Clara. You hate my family. Clara answered, yes. Good. She looked surprised. Good? Because people who hate me will notice things people who love me ignore. A pause. I need someone who will find the truth. Clara stared. Why, trust me, Adrian smiled. Because you have every reason to betray me. The memory disappeared. Adrian touched his. I remember. Clara looked at him. You remember? He nodded. Not everything, but enough. Victor suddenly became nervous. Because the more Adrian remembered, the less control he had. Adrian looked at him. You didn't erase my memories because I was weak. No. Victor's smile faded. You erased them because I was close to exposing you. Silence. Victor said nothing. Adrian continued. My father didn't disappear. My mother didn't die. My wife didn't betray me. He looked around the room. My entire life was rewritten. Then he looked directly at Victor, but one thing remained. Victor frowned. What? Adrian smiled. The choice to love them. The light suddenly flickered. A message appeared. Urgency warning. Unknown user accessing Val system. Everyone froze. Victor looked confused. What? Adrian turned. You don't know. Changed. No. A new voice came from the speakers. Young, female, calm. Hello, father. Adrian froze. Clara covered her mouth, because that voice belonged to someone they thought was impossible. Their daughter. The screen activated. Behind her stood someone wearing a mask. The masked person removed it. Everyone stopped breathing, because the person behind the child was someone Adrian knew, someone who should have been dead, his own brother, Lucas Vale. Adrian whispered, Lucas. Victor stepped back. Lucas smiled. Hello, family. The room became silent because the real war had finally begun. Not over the company. Not over money. but over the hidden heir who could destroy everything. Years ago, the boy everyone told him was gone, dead, lost forever, but now he was standing on a screen, alive, smiling, holding the one person Adrian would sacrifice everything to protect. His daughter. Clara's hand covered her mouth. "Lucas," her voice shook. "You can't be alive." Lucas smiled. That's exactly what everyone wanted. The screen showed his face clearly. Older, colder, different, but the same eyes. The same veil blood. Adrian stepped closer. "Where is my daughter?" Lucas looked down at the child beside him. The little girl looked confused. Afraid. That made Adrian even more nervous, because whoever had her had not hurt her. They wanted something. "Let me talk to her." Lucas smiled. "Still giving orders?" "You disappeared." "Understand what?" Lucas looked at the camera. "I didn't take your daughter. I saved her." Clara immediately reacted. "From who?" Lucas laughed softly. "From you." The words shocked everyone. Adrian's expression became cold. "What did you say?" Froze. Adrian noticed. Again. Another secret. His patience was almost gone. "Clara." She looked at him. No." His voice stopped her. Not another half-truth. The little girl on the screen suddenly spoke. "Daddy?" Everyone froze. Adrian's eyes changed. The first time he heard that word. From his daughter. The word he should have heard years ago. The word stolen from him. "I'm here." His voice broke slightly. The girl smiled. "Mommy said you forgot me." Adrian looked at Clara. Pain crossed her face. The girl continued. "Breathe." Because his daughter wasn't afraid. She trusted him, even though he didn't remember her. Lucas watched quietly. Then he said, "That is why she is special." Adrian looked at him. "What did you do to her?" "Nothing," Lucas answered. "Don't." Lucas ignored her. "The Vale family spent decades studying memory, but they missed something." "What?" Lucas looked at the child. "Children." Silence. "A child does not inherit memories. They inherit patterns." Adrian frowned. "What are you saying?" As something nobody expected. The screen showed a file. Genetic memory response. Adrian stared. "No," Lucas continued. "She can access fragments of information from people connected to her." Elena stepped forward. "Impossible. The system failed because it could not predict her." Everyone became silent. Because the system had always predicted adults, their decisions, their fears, their weaknesses, but a child had no programmed history, no controlled memories. "Everyone wants her." Victor suddenly spoke. "Everyone?" Lucas looked at him. "Don't pretend you are different." Victor's face changed. "You knew?" Lucas smiled. "I knew everything." The room became tense. "You worked with Lucas." Victor shook his head. "No." Lucas offed. "He worked for me." Everyone froze. Victor's expression changed. "Impossible." Adrian stared. "You're lying." Lucas shook his head. "Ask him." Victor remained silent, and that silence revealed the truth. Adrian stepped back. The man who raised him, company. The man who claimed to protect him, was just another piece on the board. Lucas continued, "Victor was never the mastermind. He was only managing the empire. Someone else created the game." "Who?" Lucas smiled. Then the screen changed. A name appeared. "Vale family original owner, Eleanor Vale." Adrian froze. His grandmother, a woman he barely remembered. Elena's expression changed. "No." Lucas looked surprised. "You knew," Elena whispered. "She was supposed to be gone." Lucas answered, "The person who started everything was never your grandfather. The system, the marriages, the inheritance rules, all of it." A pause. "It started with your grandmother." The room became silent. Clara looked at Adrian. "Your family history is not what you were." Told, Lucas continued. "Eleanor Vale believed one thing." "What?" "Love makes powerful people weak." Adrian frowned. "So she created the system to remove love." Lucas smiled. "Not exactly." He looked at Clara. "She created it to choose the perfect family. Documents, marriage contracts, inheritance plans, genetic reports, every veil marriage, every child, every relationship tracked planned. Controlled Adrian felt sick. My whole family was an experiment. Lucas nodded, yes. And you? Silence. Adrian stared. What? Lucas looked away. They tested everything on me first. My emotions, my memories, my loyalty. They wanted to create the perfect veil. Heir, a pause, but they created someone who hated them instead. Clara whispered. Lucas, he looked at her. You understand? Adrian noticed. You knew him. Clara looked down. Another secret. Lucas smiled. Of course she knew me. He looked at Adrian. Before you. The room froze. Adrian's expression changed. What? Lucas continued. I were partners, Clara immediately said. That was different. Lucas smiled. Was it? Adrian looked at Clara. She looked devastated. Not guilty, but hurt. Because the truth was complicated again. Lucas leaned closer to the camera. Saved you. Your father warned you. But nobody told you the biggest truth. What truth? Lucas smiled. The woman you married was never chosen to be your wife. A pause. She was chosen to replace me. The screen went black. Lucas, Vale. Current hire. Adrian Vale. Succession error detected. The alarm started again, because the system discovered a problem.